The spring runoff has begun. It's a battle to get it to water the fields. I try to keep it out of my round pen. So far I'm losing. But here's what we're gonna do. This should be fun. Right after this, you're gonna see the parcels that I just got in. It's getting to where it's not even fun for them to come in anymore because most of them are disappointing, which isn't the way it should be. So you're going to see the parcel that just came in, some good, some bad, and then we're going to take the most expensive and the least expensive stone from that parcel and cut them and see how much of a difference there is between the most expensive and the least expensive. Here in the Opal Cave. So this one, $10, 7 carats of Cooper. This is one of those ones that he chucks up there and says, first person to say $10 gets this one. And you don't even really have time to look at it because you have to hurry up and type and move into this one. This one was 66 carats. This one was an auction. They push a pile of material out. You don't really get to look at it all of them very close. You can just kind of look at it and see what you can see. I paid a pretty decent amount for this one. It's hard to say. There's certainly no brightness to that one, but it is a little bit, it's a little gemmy with no brightness, if that makes any sense. That one could cut a little something on that corner right there, about like so. And there's a little bit more color right there on this side. All of this is just the lowest possible quality you could get. I would say out of all these parcels, there's that one stone that looks good and a bunch of low grade cutters. These would probably be good, what you would call beginner's parcels. Okay, so we have one more, the next auction. I was hoping to combine shipping and not have to pay shipping on 2 different parcels, but they wouldn't combine shipping for me, so I ended up paying like $25 shipping for this one. Where is it? This one piece right here. I don't know why I bid on this one in another part auction, but I did. $110 for 5.9 carats. I must have thought it was looking really good. Here we are with 2 auction items. We have a $10 7 carat Cooper Petey, and we have a $110 even smaller Cooper Petey. Let's cut the two, see if there's 10 times the value here as there is here, and see what we get. What do you think? Alright, so here's our 2 stones dry. Can you tell which one's the $10 and which one's the $110? There's a hint there, isn't there? Let's start with our $10 stone. They're both 5.9 carats and 7 carats. So let's see what we can get out of them yield-wise, brightness-wise, color bar-wise, size. Let's see if we get 10 times the value of this one in this one as we do on this one. That shouldn't surprise you. I'm not really a big fan of teardrops either. So we got this kind of cupped, dirty base right here that needs to go away. Take just enough of it away that we can find the base of our stone. got a nice high dome here, but we don't have that dome in the center unless we cut this in half and did a high dome stone right there and a lower dome stone right there, which would be an option. Either way, we lose some carrots. We either lose carrots by taking this dome all off. Of course, the color's close to the top of the dome, but it's not all the way in the top of the dome, so we're not taking color off. But the color bar is high enough in it that some of it is going away. How much do we have to take down before we are in the color bar? Teardrop is our biggest option. Big oval and small oval is another option. As much as I'd like to just make both of these as big as possible, I think we maximize our carrots with 2 stones on this one. Clean up the other one while we think about it. Now this one, as usual, the brightest colors out here on these edges that don't really do us any good because they're just too thin to do anything with them. That's got to come in a little bit. That's got to come in a little bit. That's got to come in a little bit. I think that tells you what we want to do with this one. Cushion cut. Look at the color we're looking at there. Look at that nice thick color bar. There's always the possibility of going for 2-sided, but that color bar is just a little bit thin for this size. So our color bar is definitely closer to the top here than the bottom down here, but this is a better bottom and this is a better top because of the breakage there and the rolling of the dome will accommodate that. So look at how thick our color bar is right there. We're fractured everything top and bottom except the color bar on this side. We don't have a great straightforward answer as to which side would be better to make our base, because there's pros and cons. It's almost wanting to be double-sided. If we don't go down much and start getting into color, we don't go down much. Maybe we do that. Maybe we make it double-sided. We know that skin has to come off. That sandy skin. No color in that. I have a thought here on what we can do with this. get our sides squared up so we know exactly what we're dealing with. That corner right there is kind of hurting us, huh? You want to know the size of this? A 13. We could get a 13 oval out of it, especially if we faced it like that. But we're nearly there on a cushion cut already, so I think we could lose more material. So we're going for maximum carats here to try and keep it fair. Makes a better base, but that loses more carats because we got to take more off to make that the top. So in that case, it doesn't make it the better base. I got an idea. Back to this one. I think if our theme is we maximize the carats, even though it's not my favorite cut, I think a teardrop here is the way that we get rid of the least. Do you agree? It isn't what I would prefer, but it's what the stone wants to be. I prefer not to have that brown crap on the bottom, although it is fairly solid and hard. I think we can dop that up and roll the rest of it. Our shape's going to have to come in a little bit on this side. That'll be easier done when it's stopped up. Okay, be right back. Alright, we're dopped up, ready for the shaping. Got a little bit of a wide spot on the base of this one that would actually be really nice if it was on both sides and you could keep it, but alright, how's that? We're rough shaped on that one. This one doesn't require much, but just making sure that we're square. Alright, how's that for square? Pretty close to start. Next wheel. Now we're just going to refine the shape Take the scratch marks from the last wheel out. My eye detects just a slight bit more width at the top up here. That's closer. Ready to start rolling that one. I think we're ready to start rolling that one. Just checking our color bar. I think we should be good all the way around. That top has to come down. So we just will do it quickly like a band-aid. I'm going to let that broken spot right there be the top of the start of our dome, our angling. It has to go down at least that far. We just will make that the destination point. Night falls and I'm alone. Skin, it chills me to the bone. You turned and you ran. Whoa, slipped right from my hand. Blue on black, tears on a river. Push on a shove, it don't mean much. Joker on jack, match on a fire. Cold on ice, a dead man's touch. Whisper on a scream, wouldn't change a thing. Couldn't bring you back. It's blue on black. Blind. Oh, but now I see. Truth lies and in between. Wrong can't be undone. Woe slipped from the tip of my tongue. Still got a low spot right there. The rest of it's got to go down to match that. I think we're still okay color bar wise all the way around. It's just dome and carrots that we're losing. It was either cut this tip off and keep the dome high here but lose the carrots in the cut and have two pieces, or have a bigger piece with the lower dome and lose the carrots off the top to make our top clean. Everything's a give and take. Checking to see if our dome is centered. It's not quite. It's a little bit more off to this side. You see that? How we're a little more angle on this side than this side. We got to bring this side down. We can't add more to the other side. We got to come down on this side. I think we're close now. I think we might be there. I think we kept our color all the way around. I think we still have a little bit of low spot. Yep, I can feel a divot right there. We're not out of the woods yet. Sometimes your fingertips can feel what your eyes can't see while it's wet. If this was dry, let me dry it. By rubbing it across my forearm here, if it was dry, you can see that little bit of a divot right there. Almost gone, it's almost gone. Just a little bit. Okay, I think we'll get the rest of it out on the finishing wheel. If there's anything left that needs to come out. $10 stone. Okay? Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio. You notice that I'm resisting going in. I'm delaying that. I'm going in. I'm delaying that part. We got that sand right there. We got the face. I think it's going to come clean, but I'm not even deliberately doing it to you. I think this one's going to be really fun. So why race through the fun part? See what's coming? Let's look, let's look. All that sand's got to come out. Sorry. Is it coming out? Are we winning? It's got to come out. Once again, we're losing our dome and our carrots by dealing with the issue on the top of it. Ooh, I think we're close. I think we're going to try and get the rest of that out on the finishing wheel. And I can see by my water level that I need to empty my bucket. So this will be a good time to quit and move to the next wheel. It's coming alive. a little bit of that little imperfection, that coloration right there. I'm not sure that's going to go away. You got that little bit in the middle that's got to come off now. She was a girl on a wagon train, headed west across the plain. Train got lost in a summer storm. They couldn't move west and they couldn't go home. She saw him riding through the rain. He took charge of the wagons and he saved the train. She looked down and her heart was gone. The train went west but she stayed on. They got married and they had a child. But times were tough and the west was wild. So it was no surprise the day she learned that her Texas man would not return. Oh my goodness sakes. Woo! Two lonesome doves, back to back with the Rio Grande, Christian woman in the devil's land. She learned the language and she learned to fight. She never learned how to beat the lonely nights in Lonesome Dove. She watched the boy grow into a man. He had an angel's heart and the devil's hand. He wore a badge for all to see. He was a Texas lawman legacy. But one day word blew into town. Seemed the men that shot his father down and robbed a bank in Jericho. The only thing between them and Mexico was Lonesome Dove. Shadows stretched across the land as the shots rang out down the Rio Grande. When the smoke had finally cleared the street, the men lay at the ranger's feet. The legend tells to this very day, Shots were coming from an alleyway. Oh man. Ah! Oh man. All the sand is out. Face is clean. Color's amazing. Red, orange, fades into blue. Rolling flash from the side. Look at that roll across. Moss, floral, whatever you want to call that. Just touch more and we're ready for polish. We found the right song for the stone. Lonesome Dove. Back to back with the Rio Grande. Christian woman in the devil's land. She learned the language and she learned to fight. She never learned how to beat the lonely nights in Lonesome Dove. We're there. We're there. Gonna make one more attempt to get that spot out. Alright, we are ready to polish them both. We told of a time when he rode with the Rangers down on the Pecos when he saved the day. Outnumbered by plenty, they were almost to cover. 30 banditos headed their way. We looked back just in time to see a horse stumble. The captain went down. Bill pulled up on his reins. And in a flurry of bullets, he rescued the captain. They rode for the border, just the story remains. And the grown-ups would tell us, you boys keep your distance. That old man's just telling you lies. We all believed when he would finish, we'd ask the old cowboy to tell him again. I still remember the day that it happened. All right, there we go. There you can see the results. Okay. There's our two stones right there. Let's look at our $10 stone. It's got a nice play of color in it. It's got a lot of different colors in it. If we ignore for the second the cracks, for $10, that's good value. That's a nice stone. I certainly pay more for a lot less sometimes. There's no storming outside, so there's no daylight, and this light isn't the best. But anyway, you get the idea. $10 stone. I don't know if we can recut it and get those cracks out, but that is what it is now. Now the $110 stone. What do you get for a $110 stone? Well, for one, there's no bad place to look at this. It's directional, but not. There's never a way to look at it where you're not seeing color. That's probably the biggest thing. The brightness. That's probably a 4. B4. Color all the way across the whole face in every corner. In this light right here inside where I've got just the lamp, all we really see is the reds and a little bit of the blue, but you can see in other lighting there's other colors that show up. But I guess it depends on your goals and you have to decide, but I think that in this case, is it worth paying 10 times as much to get this over this? And I would say probably yeah. But if you're a beginner cutter and you wanted to cut a few like this, not a bad deal. That is just pleasant to look at. Man, that's probably one of my favorites I've cut in a while. Look at that flame.